local college is shut down amid a legal battle in the U.S. Long Island MP Loretta Butler Turner said she won't be bought, and Marathon MP Jerome Fitzgerald is slapped with a hefty fine by the Supreme Court. We've got those stories and others. I'm your host, Krishna Virgil, and welcome to the Tribune's Top 5. Sojourner Douglas College officials have confirmed to the Tribune that for the remainder of the year, there will be no more academic operations. International reports have suggested that the issues stem from the revocation of Sojourner Douglas's main campus's accreditation as a result of financial issues. However, Teresa Moxie Ingram, executive director of the East Bay Street Satellite Campus, on Thursday did not give a reason for the campus's closure, only saying she was not at liberty to disclose such information amidst the ongoing negotiations. As a result, officials have shut down its academic operations for the rest of the year, with Mrs. Moxie Ingram saying campus officials are in talks with another African institution for affiliation to have the campus reopened as soon as possible. She said the school has closed for effectively the entire fall semester and will not resume until the beginning of the new year. The Tribune understands that Sojourner Douglas Bahamas will not conduct another semester until the new institution, reportedly Bethune-Cookman University, takes over. It is also unclear just how many students are affected by the campus closures. The United Healthcare Reform Alliance, a coalition of medical and insurance stakeholder groups, have questioned the government's commitment to consultation and transparency, claiming on Thursday that the alliance was blindsided by the government's tabling of its landmark national health insurance bill in the House of Assembly on Wednesday. Health Minister Dr. Perry Gomez had said on Wednesday that the NHI Secretariat engaged all relevant stakeholder groups, seeking their input and comments on the bill. However, the United Healthcare Reform Alliance appeared to disagree with this characterization of its role in the process. While numerous stakeholder groups were indeed consulted, UHRA suggested the consultation was insufficient. In a statement, the group said the feedback stakeholders gave to the NHI Secretariat was compiled in a report that was released a mere 17 hours before the landmark legislation was presented in Parliament. The group said, quote, "The move is the latest in a very one-sided process. The government has a fixed idea of what it wishes to achieve and will not recognize the flaws in the legislation, which are obvious to everybody but themselves. The process moves ahead without proper checks and balances, prudent adherence to counsel offered by qualified local and international healthcare experts, a sound plan for funding the program, and regulations to ensure proper interpretations of the bill," end quote. Post-convention fallout within the Free National Movement continued this week, with Long Island MP Loretta Butler Turner accusing the organization of attempting to buy her off. Long Island MP Loretta Butler Turner on Tuesday revealed that the Free National Movement presented several offers to her, including a promotion to leader of opposition business in the House of Assembly, in an effort to buy her off to step away from the plethora of issues that she has with the organization. The MP rejected F&M leader Dr. Hubert Minnis' declaration that he was again extending the olive branch to her and suggested that this was no more than a sham to entice supporters to step away from their principal reservations with the party. Mrs. Butler Turner, the former F&M leadership hopeful, further confirmed that the F&M has also offered a ratification for a constituency, a prominent role on the party's general election campaign team, and a senior cabinet post should the party defeat the governing Progressive Liberal Party in the 2017 elections. Mrs. Butler Turner told the Tribune, quote, "Did they even tell Nico Grant that this is a consideration? I am not for sale. They are not going to offer me anything without the inclusion of the other members of Parliament. They can't just try to buy people off. I am for the Bahamian people and will remain a voice of the people," end quote. Meanwhile, a senior F&M who requested anonymity told this newspaper that the offers presented to the MP raised serious questions regarding the party's election process, in addition to the motives of those at the helm of the organization. Central Grand Bahama MP Nico Grant on Wednesday explained that his relationship with F&M leader Dr. Hubert Minnis was the reason behind his resignation as leader of opposition business in the House of Assembly and the Free National Movement's shadow works minister. In an obvious nod to the dramatic close of the F&M's national convention last week, Mr. Grant told the lower house that recent events demonstrated that the F&M leader was uncomfortable with him and not satisfied with his performance. The decision followed Long Island MP Loretta Butler Turner's confirmation to the Tribune on Tuesday that the F&M presented her with several offers after she withdrew from the party's leadership race during convention last week, among them a promotion to leader of opposition business. Moments after announcing at Parliament that he was stepping down from the post, Mr. Grant told the Tribune that he had only learned that his position was up for grabs after reading the reports in the local dailies. Outside Parliament, Dr. Minnis, who appeared to have been shocked by the move, had only a short response to offer reporters when he was questioned about the matter. He said, quote, "Mr. Grant did what he thought was best." When pressed for further comment, Dr. Minnis said the party will heal, unify, and move forward to win the next election. Mr. Grant is the longest-serving member of the FNM, having first been elected under the party in 1992. He had told the Tribune that he in no way was pressured to give up the post. Meanwhile, Fort Charlotte MP Dr. Andre Rollins confirmed on Monday that he will not be seeking an FNM constituency nomination in the next general election, now that Dr. Hubert Minnis has retained the leadership of the party. Dr. Rollins also announced that he has invited Dr. Minnis to rescind his appointment as Shadow Minister of National Security. In a landmark ruling this week, the Supreme Court determined that an MP was completely unjustified in obtaining the private emails of a nonprofit organization. Supreme Court Justice Indra Charles declared on Tuesday that Education Minister Jerome Fitzgerald was not legally justified when he tabled the private emails of environmental action group Save the Bays in Parliament, and therefore could not be protected by parliamentary privilege. Justice Charles, who presided over an historic constitutional motion, ruled that the Marathon MP's actions were an infringement on the constitutional rights of the applicants and ordered Mr. Fitzgerald to pay $150,000 in damages for the breach. Mr. Fitzgerald was permanently banned from disclosure and publication of any further material belonging to Save the Bays and was ordered to delete all electronic and hard copy material within 14 days. The Office of the Attorney General said that it would appeal the ruling and was granted a stay pending the appeal. Justice Charles said it was unquestionable that a resident's private and confident correspondence should not be subject of public discussion and scrutiny, let alone in the House of Assembly. Meanwhile, Parliament took on a tone of defiance, reacting with outrage to the historic ruling. The heart of democracy in the Bahamas was under attack, they argued, with Marco City MP Greg Moss suggesting that without Parliament's restraint in addressing the matter, the ruling could lead to constitutional crisis. He said, quote, "Let's move this on to the Court of Appeal as soon as possible and let more sober minds deal with this," end quote. In a sign of how high tensions ran on the matter, Mr. Moss raised the specter of corruption, questioning whether Save the Bays was forum shopping, given that it had several of its cases before Justice Charles. House Speaker Dr. Kendall Major expressed shock at the ruling, which he said appeared to violate the principle and underpinned the country's democracy. Want to get in on the discussion? Well, here's how you can. Just log on to our website at www.tribune242.com, like us on Facebook, the Tribune News Network, send us a tweet at Tribune242, or subscribe to our YouTube page, Tribune242.